So this is a lesson on going over a shortcut that will help you find the GCF or the LCM of two or more numbers. Now, I do have to note that this is a method or strategy to use only if you're not asked to list, say, the first 10 multiples of the numbers that you need to find the LCM for, or if you're not asked to list all of the factors of two or more numbers that you're asked to find the GCF for. So feel free to take notes as you watch the video, and remember to pause the recording as you need to, or you can just go ahead and sit and watch this video and see if you can understand this method. This method is upside down division. And again, it's a shortcut, especially if the numbers that you're asked to find either the GCF or the LCM for are quite big. Okay, so let's start off first by looking at the GCF of 20 and 30, which I have written here. And I'm going to keep the same color scheme of green. And some of you may know the GCF of 20 and 30 already, but let's use this upside down division method to show how you can find the GCF easily. So the GCF of 20 and 30. Now I'm going to list 20, 30 down here. Now this is where you apply divisibility rules here. So we always go back to our divisibility rules that we went over earlier in this unit. So I'm going to think to myself, what number is both 20 and 30 divisible by? So it can choose any number. It doesn't have to be the smallest number, nor it doesn't have to be the biggest number. So you look at the numbers that 20 and 30 are divisible by. I'm going to choose 2. The reason is because both 20 and 30 end in a 0, and that's an even number. So I'm going to draw a line like that. I'm going to write 2 off to the side here. So then I think to myself, okay, what's half of 20? Or what is 20 divided by 2? 20 divided by 2 gives me 10. Or I could also think, what times 2 gives me 20? And it's 10. Notice I'm writing it directly underneath 20. And then I do the same thing for 30. So 30 divided by 2, or what's half of 30, or 2 times what will give me 30? I know it's going to be 15. So now I have 10 and 15 listed below. Then I think to myself, okay, are 10 and 15, first of all, they're both composite numbers because they have more than 1 in itself as factors. Also, are they divisible by the same number? I know that they're divisible by the same number because they both end in either a 0 or a 5. So I know that they're both going to be divisible by 5. So notice again, I'm drawing another line here, and I'm going to write 5 because they are on the outside here because I know they are both divisible by 5. Same process as before. I'm going to go 10 divided by 5, or what's half of 10 divided by 5, is 2, or 5 times what will give me 10, and I'm listing it right below 10. 15 divided by 5, or what times 5 will give me 15. I know it's going to be 3. Now, I've reached the end here. Then I know, okay, well, 2 and 3, is there any number that they are both divisible by? And I go, okay, probably not, because we've reached the point where they're both prime numbers, or you might have a case where maybe one number is prime and the other is composite. So long as the last 2 numbers here don't have anything more divisible by, or they don't have a number that they are both divisible by, then you can stop. The GCF, I'll highlight, are these 2 numbers written on the side. Now, if this kept going, then you would take the numbers listed on the left-hand side, and that would form your GCF, okay? But right now, you just have 2 and 5. So therefore, the GCF of 20 and 30 is 2 times 5, which gives us 10. So the GCF of 20 and 30 is 10 because you're taking the 2 numbers here on the side and you're multiplying them together. Okay, what's great about this method is we've also done the work for LCM. Okay, so I'm just going to do this in a different color down here. Let's do blue here. So say if you were asked, we'll use the same 2 numbers because the work is already done. Find the LCM of 20 and 30. Now, I'm just rewriting it here so it's easier for you to see the work, but we've actually already done the work up here. Okay, so different color of highlight. Let's go with green. Let's go with this color. Let's go with orange. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite our work here. So again, 20, 30. Okay, so same thing. Oop. Same thing. I know that I'm going to go with 2. And again, it doesn't matter what number you choose for it to be divisible by. You'll still get the same answer. And then I know it's 10 and 15. And then I know it's 5. And then I have 2 and 3. Now, the way to remember which numbers to take, so again, I'm going to color code here. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to take the highlighter here. So the numbers you're going to take actually form an L. You're going to take all the numbers on the outside here, not just the 2 and the 5, but you're also going to take the 2 and the 3 here on the bottom. So if you could see, it forms the outline of an L, and that's how you remember which numbers to take in the shortcut. So the LCM, which again, we've already done the work for up there, therefore, the LCM of 20 and 30 is going to be 2 times 5, which is these numbers here. And then you're also going to take the ones on the bottom, times 2 times 3. So I know 2 times 5 is 10, times 2 is 20, times 3 is 60. Okay, so the LCM of 20 and 30 is 60. Now, this method will work also if you have 3 numbers. So say if you're asked to find, the LCM of, let's do this in a different color. Say you're asked to find the LCM of 20, 30, and 40. You would follow the same process. So even though there's 3 numbers, you can still do it. 20, 30, 40. This time I'm going to pick a bigger number, so because I do want this to go faster. Say this time I chose 10 because they all end in a 0, so I know 20, 30, and 40 are all divisible by 10. So 20 divided by 10 gives me 2, 30 divided by 10 gives me 3, and 40 divided by 10 gives me 4. Now that ended pretty quickly because I know with 2, 3, and 4, there are no other common numbers they are divisible by. I'm going to use the same highlight color. And I'm going to highlight 10, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to create an L shape again so I know we're going for LCM. Now the GCF of all 3 numbers is 10 because there's only 1 number there. But therefore the LCM of 20, 30, and 40 is 10 times 2 times 3 times 4. So 10 times 2 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 4 is 200, 240. Sorry, it equals 240. And there you go. So that is a quick summary of how to find the GCF or LCM of 2 or more numbers using upside down division. Again, you're only using the shortcut if you're not asked to find all of the factors of the numbers given or to list the first 10 multiples of the numbers given.